Welcome to AI Business TV here at the AI Summit New York 2019. We're very pleased to have with us today Nitin Mittal. He's Principal of Cognitive and Analytics at Deloitte Consulting. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for joining us here at the AI Summit New York.
Thank you for inviting me.
How are you enjoying your time here so far?
It's been a great summit. I mean, we happen to be one of our sponsors for the summit, and frankly, the level of engagement, the topics obviously, and the content has absolutely been fantastic.
Wonderful. So I just wanted to start off by congratulating you because you've been shortlisted as AI Innovator of the Year 2019, the first time we've ever had this award go out for the New York audience. So yeah, massive congratulations. I wanted to ask
Thank you.
What first got you into tech and AI specifically?
Yeah, I have always been passionate about technology. Not so much about technology for the sake of it, but more about the potential that it represents. The potential it represents in terms of the change it can foster, the value that frankly businesses and enterprises can derive out of it, as well as frankly what I view as the societal impact of technology and the quantum leap that it actually can represent in terms of how we progress as a civilization. That's the facet that's always kind of been interesting to me. And when I got into this field, it was more about how do you apply technology? What do you do with it? How can it be sort of taken into account by organizations, by stakeholders, by us as a human civilization, and where could we take it for the benefit of not only the businesses that we are in, but for our communities at large. That's kind of the aspect that's really fascinated me. AI represents, in my view, kind of the next quantum leap. It represents essentially a way to literally harness not only the cognitive abilities that we have always had as a human species, but also start essentially comprehending, learning from the data that's around us, from the environment at large, taking into account much of basically kind of the knowledge that we as an individual may not be able to comprehend on our own, but use the collective power of everything that is generated in and around us and bring that to fruition and bring that forward in a manner that it truly sort of augments human cognitive abilities. And that's the part that I am truly fascinated about.
Wonderful. So let's talk about your work at Deloitte Consulting. So how is Deloitte leveraging AI to remain a market leader then?
The business that we have around analytics and cognitive, which is what I lead in Deloitte Consulting, I mean, it's a large scalable business. Most of our focus tends to be helping our clients in terms of what could they comprehend, what could they do, and how best to basically derive value from the underlying data that they generate day in and day out, how to basically derive meaningful insights from that data by using, frankly, many of the analytical approaches that have been around, but also now more and more applying machine learning algorithms. We help our clients truly basically put a program in place, comprehend the data, manage and govern their data, apply machine learning algorithms to essentially derive those meaningful insights that can then literally be woven into what I would call the business decision-making fabric of that particular organization to make impact. So that's one aspect to it. The other aspect to it is investments that we're actually making in AI-specific platforms and solutions, in AI assets that we're actually building, so that we essentially codify the intellectual capital that we as consultants have always been known for, codify it into intellectual property so that we could take that to our clients as additive value. That's another aspect to our profession. The third one that I'll kind of mention is automating what we do so that parts of our business, how we basically kind of service our clients, how we deliver that business, and how we basically kind of bring efficiency and introduce that optimization to our clients can be automated through what we call digital FTEs, wherein we are literally digitizing some of the interactions, the work activities, and the job profiles that are necessary to deliver value to our clients.
Wonderful. Can you talk us through the major milestones of kind of leveraging AI within the enterprise? What kind of key projects have you been working on at Deloitte Consulting to this?
I would say this, Probably about 18 months back or so, a lot of the work that we were doing is helping clients comprehend AI, helping to kind of think through what is the art of the possible with AI, doing imagination type of labs, building prototypes, pilots, etc., so that they could experiment. So a lot of it was in the realm of basically imagining, thinking through, and experimenting. Today, a lot of the focus is essentially kind of helping these clients comprehend everything from structured to semi-structured to unstructured to streaming data, putting in an entire data ecosystem so that they could comprehend data that comes from the Internet of Things, that comes from basically connected vehicles, connected drones, connected appliances, and the connected world at large, making sense of it, determining what basically algorithms would actually be appropriate, which can be applied on these particular data sets, and then having the means and the ability to deploy AI platforms to take advantage of the insights that are generated, and consequently, I would say, kind of derive exponential value that perhaps may not have been possible, and certainly not possible at the scale and at the rapid cycles that we can essentially kind of help our clients with. And that's a lot of the work that we do today.
And looking at kind of defining a client's roadmap then, there's a lot of misconceptions around AI, especially AI for the enterprise. Kind of what are you seeing when you're meeting with these clients and defining their projects for them?
So AI is a term that's frankly become an umbrella for many things. If you kind of look into perhaps the strictest definition of AI, it is literally computer systems starting to mimic and augment human cognitive ability. But AI today, in many of the businesses that we work with, literally use the term liberally to include everything from big data to computer vision to natural language processing to natural language generation, frankly even robotic process automation, or the advancements that we are seeing in the world of RPA towards intelligent automation. All that sort of gets wrapped in under this ubiquitous term that we now call artificial intelligence. What I would like to kind of say is that yes, it's become a catch-all, but the greatest promise does not necessarily lie in going and inventing a new basically mathematical or statistical model. The promise does not necessarily lie in essentially coding a new algorithm or determining a new, let's say, machine learning or deep learning technique. But the greatest promise actually lies in the ability to stitch everything that is out there, the ability to harness big data, the ability to basically develop digital agents by taking advantage of both natural language processing and natural language generation, the ability to use computer vision, and the ability to stitch all that together so that you're essentially building a solution that is impactful, that can be utilized by our clients and by the market at large, and they actually see immediate results and they feel that this is actually making a difference. That is where the greatest promise of AI, in my view, kind of lies.
Wonderful. And kind of looking to the future then, we talk a lot about kind of what's happening now, we're going beyond the hype, but what are we going to be talking about at the AI Summit 2020, 2021, 2022? What do you think is going to be the biggest trend to define the industry?
Yeah. What I do hope that we talk about is a philosophy that we have and that we passionately believe in, which is called the age of with, which is essentially we are living in an age where we now have the means of humans working with intelligent machines. This is not about, frankly, machines, however we define these machines, whether they are software bots, whether they're automation routines, whether they're machine learning algorithms, whether they're AI platforms, however we basically define these machines, or physical robotics for that matter. This is not about these machines, quote unquote, replacing the need for humans to undertake certain jobs or to undertake certain activities. It is truly about harnessing the data that is being generated day in and day out as we lead our lives, and for these intelligent machines to truly augment the human cognitive capabilities, augment the human experience, augment the human intuition that we have, so that we literally are able to take advantage and leverage these machines in a manner that we proceed with speed. we are able to scale it up in a manner that we essentially take advantage of the insights that can be generated from the data, and business is able to kind of proceed ahead in a competitive world with scale, with speed, with precision, and with the right basically kind of information. And that's our hope, that AI essentially literally becomes a harbinger for the age of with in an era where humans are able to work with machines.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Nitin.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.